Hey.
Hello, everybody.
Wow.
Welcome
Okay.
to our beer chats.
It's a milk chat first.
I
All
don't. I
right.
don't think you get as many people
If you say
if you
that you're
say
gonna be testing out.
milk chat. And
Uh,
wait a minute, you've produced another milk from the fridge that we didn't do in the last one.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Listen, this has been a trend of ours. We'll do like a one repeat maybe, and
We're trying something new.
trying something new, and just say hello.
Hey, man, Josh is in the chat.
I saw
Welcome,
that you
Josh.
sent me all the hashtags.
Yes, thank you for sending us all the hashtags. And we're starting to get some people trickling in. Please say hi.
Yes,
Tell us where you're
do.
from, what you're drinking.
How you're
We're
doing.
glad to have you here on the show.
If there's something you want us to celebrate too.
Yeah. We are going to be doing a little bit of everything tonight. We're going to talk about some milk alternatives. We've been trying to give everybody some extra tools in their toolbox to stay on track for 2021 for their fitness goals. Rhonda Lee, hello again.
Hi.
And we're hoping that by doing
Oh,
this,
you
we're giving you
guys.
guys, a few more nutritional hacks, things that you can do to, you know, dial in your nutrition for your training goals. That's our main purpose here. And so we're doing that, but we did save a beer for dessert, if you will. I'd call it an amuse bouche or a palate cleanser, but we're saving it for last. So it's not like we're doing it in between the two.
No.
No.
Mm-mm.
So sitting between us here are two different milk alternatives, and
Yes.
if you are coming over to this chat from the chat we had over on Instagram, we started talking a lot about nut milks because we were doing
Just understand that I didn't bring the walnut milk back.
right. One of those was a walnut milk, and
You know why.
it was not awesome.
You know
So
why. You know
Amy
why.
grabbed
You know
one
why.
of the other alternative milks we haven't talked about yet. So that's going to be the wild card that we're going to be doing
It's a
tonight.
while. It's a while.
Uh, yeah, it puts the wild and wild card. Well, Josh, no, we really can't thank you enough. You and everybody else that's in the chat and
It's
hanging out,
true.
y'all make it worth it. And honestly, you give us somebody to talk to for an hour or two a week. We've said it before. Our whole reason for doing these live chats is because we we didn't have a lot that we could give people outside of our area. We did everything we could to support local businesses at the height of the pandemic, but
Hmm.
all we could really do was offer, a little bit of our time and maybe, hang out and give you a place to tune out the news, tune out the fear, uncertainty, and doubt,
Yeah.
and have some camaraderie with like-minded people.
Yeah.
And that's what we're trying to do. And we're keeping that going.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we're actually doing it from live from the studio right now. This is uh, we're getting there slowly but surely.
Stand by.
I'm making a minor adjustment here, but the we are getting there. The technology, I gave you all a little bit of an update last week. The technology is all here. Everything's in and working, which is really, really nice. The drawback or the problem that I'm currently having is that I need longer cabling, so I've got to order some cables. But once I get that done, then we'll be like super golden to have it all set up exactly the way we want it and do what we've been trying to do for months, if not, well, 4 years, really and truly.
Yeah.
And he said it sounded like water and tasted like expensive sadness. That is
Yes.
exactly what it tasted like.
$6?
six
Really?
dollars for a quarter. That was a quart. Yeah, I think it's a quart.
It didn't look like much.
It wasn't a half gallon.
A
It was like
whole
a half of
lot.
a half
Yeah.
gallon.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
was not great as far as the value proposition goes, or the
No.
flavor proposition for that matter.
Yeah.
So I'm going to share over to my timeline here. So
Okay.
talk amongst yourselves for a minute.
Yay. Tell us what you're drinking. And also, I posed a question at the end of the last chat about a meme that Dana posted in the Runcation Nation.
I posted a meme.
Yeah, you were like, soft tacos, hard tacos. Where do you come down? And
Oh,
I would like to know,
this could be as divisive as the whole Chicago, New
is
York
it
pizza
as
debate.
divisive as the Chicago versus New York style pizza debate, or is it cut and dried in this group? That's what I'm telling you.
You're trying, that's what you want to know.
That's what I want to know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do remember posting that one. That really was the what is your preference, hard or soft taco? And there was a little bit of fence sitting in the group. I'm not gonna lie. I saw some posts that were kind of non-committal, wanting the best of both worlds to have their cake and eat it too, which I've never really understood. Um, that because why would you want cake if you couldn't eat it? But I understand, you got to pick a side. That's why it's a game. That's why it's a meme. So where do you come down?
I mean, does it
Hard
depend?
taco
Does it
or
depend,
soft taco?
or does it depend on the filling
I,
as to
I know my answer to that, but I want to hear
which
everybody else's
type
answer
of
first.
shell that you're going to choose? Because, I mean, like when I go to a local taco establishment and you can like make a combo kind of thing, then I am. y- Why not get a hard taco shell and a soft taco, like the best of both worlds?
Right.
Why?
Right.
Hmm. Both together? I
I
can go for that.
I agree. I mean, that's an acceptable thing to do, but I'm talking about generally speaking.
Generally speaking,
Yeah. Do you want the Americanized hard shell or do you
mm,
want the soft taco? Because there's a
if
separate debate to have, which is corn or flour.
oh,
But let's start with the hard or soft because, you know,
if I'm having fajita steak, then I want a soft flour.
so for you, it is absolutely content dependent.
Yeah, I believe so. And but if I am, I don't, or a corn, a soft corn tortilla. If maybe I'm having smaller pieces of meat, like some diced up pork or pulled pork
Hmm.
or brisket, then yeah.
Look who just jumped in.
Aw, James J. Williams. I'm so ticked off that I missed your live call-in show with Jameson. I wanted to
Really?
call in. I wanted to call in.
What were we doing?
You were on your gaming thing.
Oh, I'm helping some friends record another podcast.
Yeah, and I was
It's
doing
getting
some
it's getting to be
work.
hashtag podcast life here in this household.
We love
So James, you
you.
know that you know the deal.
We hope Sarah's feeling better. Sarah
Yes.
with an H. And so I don't where do you come down on the taco debate? I didn't even ask you. I want to know about James. Josh. Rhonda Lee picked soft
Yes,
tacos.
Rhonda Lee picked soft. If we're gonna make her pick, we're not making you pick. It's all part of the fun.
Well,
But Josh
it's a
is
it's a healthy debate.
and Josh. See, this is
See,
kind
this
of
is what I'm saying to you.
and I agree. I think that
He's saying it better though.
it is dependent on the filling. I think that my general preference is going to be soft tacos,
Okay.
and I like street tacos. I
I
really do.
love street tacos. They
Um,
have to be corn tortillas, I think.
and for me, it's corn tortilla.
Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm.
I love like a tacos Cascabel where you have like the
Mm.
spicy chicken. I
Mm.
like I'll do lingua tacos. I'll do. I've never met a taco I didn't like. I mean, come do it really. I mean, look at me. Okay,
Well, look at me.
body
I
by
mean,
tacos.
what?
And what's this?
Bodies by
Jameson was more
beer.
interesting than James.
No, really?
Shots fired. Here we go.
Oh, well, he says like James said he messaged me about that it was one of the most challenging shows he had done in his podcasting career. Hmm. Hmm. So he's being craft services right now and serving up some of the milk. And he's starting with the one that we know we're gonna like 100%.
Yeah, we
So,
we got introduced to oat milk when the pandemic started. We were trying to support local businesses, and
mhm,
we ended up befriending a local coffee roaster,
we
our friend Caleb
were
at Narrative Coffee.
yes.
And one of the drinks that he would make for us is a oat milk latte that he would make with a lavender simple syrup that was absolutely phenomenal.
Delish.
It was crazy good. And
Mhm.
he used this brand of oat milk. This is Oatly oat milk. This is also used by one of the major coffee retail chains in the United States.
Mhm,
But this particular um, oat milk is a full fat offering. So this actually has 160 calories, 3 grams of
mhm.
protein, 15 grams of carbohydrates, and 9 grams of fat in a 8-ounce serving.
Oh, well,
When you pour this, it actually looks like
milk.
milk.
Mhm,
Coats
looks like whole milk,
coats the glass like milk.
right?
Has a slight smell of
Does
like
Jameson drink his milk?
oatmeal.
That's what I wanna know.
James J. Williams, excited about
You
Sunday.
know what
You and
Sunday
me
is.
both.
Come on. Self-respecting men who love Disney. I
Absolutely.
am sitting right next to one. Aha!
No, I'm very excited about that.
And I miss Disney right now so much more than I can possibly say. I know that
And
Rhonda Lee is probably there with us.
and Josh is saying corn over flour tortillas all day long.
Mm.
Yeah.
Corn tortillas are so flavorful.
Flour tortillas work if you've got a filling that is a little more toothsome, like steak, where you might have to
Mhm,
bite and pull,
mhm.
that type of thing. But
Yeah.
I think
That's why I think like towards like fajitas would benefit from
see,
that.
Rhonda is talking my language.
Soft
Soft taco
taco
with
with
a
a
side
side
of
of
nacho
nacho
chips.
chips.
Let me tell you, if
Yes.
I go to a Mexican restaurant, I'm destroying the basket of nachos. There's no Mexican restaurant on a day where you're going to be good, like or eat on plan. I am going to be way off plan when I go.
Mm, yes. I ah, chips and salsa, chips and guacamole, chips and queso with chorizo.
But okay,
I'm
so back
sorry.
to the oat
I was
milk.
just dreaming about, and we're focused on. Okay.
So the oat milk has a consistency and flavor that's most akin to whole milk.
I agree. Yes.
You've used it in coffee. We've had it in that oat milk latte that was made for us by Narrative Coffee Roasters. Check them out. Not a sponsor of the show, just really, really good people.
Rob Nate Out is here.
Rob, hey man,
He says long day.
Albany, Oregon. Oh man,
Yay.
I like his profile picture of that American River 50 miler.
I posted that in our Patreon. I've been doing flashback Friday posts for our patrons of photos and things, and I posted one of me finishing the last race we ran at Disney, and how hard I worked for that PR.
Hmm.
And Rob and I asked, did anybody have an experience like that? And Rob sent that picture and told the story of how he thought he couldn't do this ultra and how it was most difficult at the end and how he kind of walked and got things together and then finished strong. So that so good. So like just getting those motivational pictures.
Yeah, Rob doing coaching makes so much
I
sense. I
know.
mean, he's and not only is he doing the running, he's out there pounding it out, but he's
Hmm.
also um, he's had the experience firsthand, the highs and lows. It's not just
Hmm.
theoretical for him, which I love.
Yeah.
And Josh is dropping in with some
You love that
taco
too.
science. That is a
Yeah.
really really good option there. Lingua street tacos and corn tortillas with cilantro, onions, and
Rob,
lime.
how do you come down
Yes.
on this debate? Is it hard shell or soft shell taco for you?
Yeah, Rob,
We want to
you
know.
jumped in late on this
We
part.
want to know.
The group's just going off in its own direction here. Yes, we are talking alternative milk alternatives tonight.
We are.
We're doing this one. It's just called Oatly oat milk. Again,
Hmm.
not a sponsor, just one that is used by a lot of popular national coffee chains and some smaller local ones as well. This is their full fat offering. They do have a
Hmm.
lower
They
fat
do.
offering as
Hmm.
well.
It's just in a lighter blue container.
James is saying that
Uh,
Jameson was dead set to throw him out the window.
ah. Well, I think that James also says he's ready for your story about Toy Story Land versus Galaxy's Edge and why.
Yeah, I don't want to brag, but I think I may be making a convert by the end of that discussion, just talking about the pros and cons versus Toy Story Land over Galaxy's Edge.
I'll
Just
be
saying,
interested to hear it.
just saying.
I'll be interested to hear
Uh
it.
oh, hashtag banned by James.
What? Come on.
Let's see here. Yeah, I
I
am.
love Rob's pictures.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
Rob is the
And he
my
just does them with
spirit
his
animal
his
for
like
cell phone
mobile
photography.
phone. Yes. We need tips and tricks for photography from Rob.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
And let's see. Yeah. Josh, we love his
mhm.
picks too. You're not wrong.
Mhm. Yeah.
Rhonda, yes, this particular brand does have a couple of different offerings. Like they have
Mhm.
like if this is their whole milk version, they have like a version that's slightly lower in fat.
Mhm.
That's kind of like a 2% milk. And then they have another one that's even less, which is kind of like a skim.
Yeah.
So we wanted to kind of sample the good stuff, so to speak.
I
There
haven't ever had the one we're about to have.
Me either.
I
I'm kind of curious about
Yeah, I don't
this.
know.
And we tried our best to avoid the flavored milks when we were doing this. We couldn't completely avoid it.
It depends on what our grocer had.
Right.
So,
And Rob is coming down on the side of crispy shells.
I like crispy shells. I'm telling you. I know that you're like, "Oh, you have to pick a side and don't be sitting on the fence and stuff." But I like it when I can go to a place like where you can get a taco combo and you can get the best of both worlds. You can have a soft and a hard taco but
Get off the fence.
all right
History wasn't
then.
made by neutrals and fence sitters.
Okay, then I'm gonna go on with Rhonda with a side of chips so I can have
That's
it
okay.
all.
Yeah, no. I think what makes me kind of default more to a soft taco is too many times we've ordered to go and we got hard shells. And here's your mistake. If you get hard shell tacos, you cannot restaurants. If any restaurants listen to this or food trucks, if
Mm,
you do hard shell tacos, you cannot do um hard shell tacos in any kind of a closed container because
they get
if yeah
soggy.
if the meat is hot, then the shells get soggy, then they fall apart, then I'm ticked. So if you just are going to do hard shell tacos, you got to wrap them in wax paper and put them in a paper bag.
Yeah.
So
Or just give me a kit so I can make them when they get home and they're nice and crispy.
and that's
If you're gonna take out, if you're doing takeout.
and actually I was going to
I,
say, if you're
mm,
going to do takeout from your favorite restaurant, do tell them to do it as a kit. Separate the ingredients and
mhm,
assemble them at home. You're
mhm.
actually going to be I think you're going to be better off. And James is convinced there's no way I'm going to convince him that Toy Story Land is better than Galaxy's Edge. I don't know, man.
Okay.
I'm pretty persuasive.
I
Just saying.
mean,
Excuse me while
I
I go craft service some.
Oh, you're gonna craft service now. He's getting glasses, fresh glasses for this milk offering that we haven't tried at all.
Yeah, you guys are
Or
seeing
this milk
some
alternative offering. I'm
internet history in the making here. Not really. Okay, so this is a brand that we found. We haven't had it yet. This is called Ripple.
Yeah.
Ripple. Their tagline is dairy free as it should be. This
Oh.
actually is the highest protein offering of any milk alternative we've tried so far.
Vegan, lactose free, nut free, soy free, GMO free, gluten free. I don't know what it has in it.
This is
But
this is a milk alternative made from pea protein.
oh, there you go. And he knows. Uh, Ripple Original is proof that smart choices can be delicious. Trade in thick, chalky nut milks for plant based alternative that's actually rich and creamy and satisfying with 8 times more protein. Ripple Original is gentle on your body and the planet. 100% dairy free, vegan, nut, lactose, and gluten free. Best of all, it's packed with nutrition, 8 grams of protein, 50% more calcium than 2% milk, more vitamin D, and contains only half the sugar of 2% milk.
Okay.
That is what they say on ripplefoods.com.
There you go. So with that, I have poured this. The color
It
is
has a color.
it's a little it's almost a little
Brown?
a
Does it
hint
look
brown.
brown
It's not quite pure white,
or
I
green?
guess.
A hint of tint of green?
So,
Okay.
just saying. So cheers. Try this.
Go ahead and give us the reason that you won't change your mind. Go ahead.
James is saying, tell her, Dana. Okay. Flavor wise, this actually is not bad. It's it's almost got a hint of a vanilla kind of thing going on after
Do you get
like
a
an aftertaste,
you get a
kind of.
vanilla thing?
Kind
Do
of.
you? It's like a thicker consistency like oat milk.
Yeah. Consistency wise, this is closer to oat milk.
I don't get that vanilla thing.
Well, what would you call that aftertaste?
I don't know.
I don't know. It's
It's
different.
like a waxy aftertaste. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Not bad.
I still prefer the oat milk.
Agreed. I think oat milk is the best tasting of everything we've tried thus far.
Tonight, yeah. I think oat milk and almond milk have the best froth ability
You'll
for
have to try
coffee.
this. I'm
But
curious how this one actually
sure.
works in coffee.
And then what? Because I don't really get a whole like very descriptive flavor.
Yeah, that one doesn't have it's not as pronounced
Mm-mm.
as the oat milk, and it
No.
does have more flavor than
Coconut
than
milk.
the coconut milk did. The
Yeah.
coconut milk is still, I think, my least favorite, and a very close second least favorite is that walnut milk.
Hmm.
Hashtag tongue wax. Maybe that's it. That waxy thing I'm kind of perceiving as like it's not even really vanilla.
No.
It's like fake vanilla. Vanilla flavoring, vanillin. I don't know. It's not bad. It would not be my first choice to go to. I think that
I vote no.
with better alternatives out there, this one also is kind of in the expensive category. I want to say that this one
Yeah.
runs about $5 and change for that bottle. So it's a little on the pricey side for what you're getting. And I think that you get a better result from, say, the oat milk or almond milk.
So no.
So FYI,
So no.
check that out.
No. I mean, or
Tongue
don't.
wax.
Or don't.
James says, I don't think Amy's a fan of
But
that
don't
one.
have I well, okay,
I
it's better than walnut milk.
Yes, 100%.
Ah.
100%.
Oh my God, don't forget your perfect sip. You know what he wants.
You're killing me, Smalls. I don't think we're perfect sipping this one tonight.
We're not? Okay.
Not this. No.
You're in
no.
charge of craft
We did the perfect bite.
We did the perfect bite with mayo.
We did do that. And thank you, Rhonda. Yeah. I do think that these are worth people trying if you are lactose intolerant.
Yeah,
if you're
if you
looking
have to find an alternative.
for an alternative.
Mhm. Yeah. So let's get to something that you truly enjoy.
It's purely for me.
It's
only
beer.
for me.
It's not only for him.
I knew that.
Yeah, James J. Williams says that we started the perfect bite thing.
We did, but
Yeah.
but to be fair, that perfect bite is actually a Thanksgiving thing. I mean, people do that.
Hi, Dan Rams. How are you? Welcome.
Dan Rams, the father figure,
Award-winning
award-winning fastest
runner.
father in Cape Coral.
Uh-huh. Yes. Do you need help?
No, you talk. I'll craft service.
So apparently, we're having beer that bridges last week with this week. We celebrated St. Patrick's Day last week,
We did.
and we had Guinness, and oh, we had we had Irish beer, uh,
We had two Guinness offerings. We had
Guinness
Guinness
Extra,
Extra Stout, and then we had
hmm
Guinness Stout.
and then we had a
This
red one.
and we had Killian's Irish Red. We were looking
Hmm
for Irish beers that are commercially available and that you could probably get where regardless of wherever you are in the country or in the world.
Yeah. So this kind of bridges that. It's Guinness and also this week's episode, because this week we talk about how we are so fortunate to be selected as clever cold brew crew members or beta testers for a brand new system from Clever Bean Coffee for brewing cold brew at home.
Yeah, no, they're just in the very infant stages of testing the system out, but we've been drinking cold brew at home like it's going out of style, and it's great because
Hmm
I love cold brew. I'm a bigger fan of cold brew than I am of either an iced americano where you brew a shot of espresso right onto ice, or
Mm.
my least favorite option for iced coffee is just pouring hot coffee in ice. I think that I don't like the result that you get there. So cold brew coffee is a great way to enjoy a really deep coffee flavor without a lot of acidic notes to the coffee, and it gives you just a that depth of the flavor, and it's easy to make. And this device that we're beta testing, pretty cool. So I'm going to be curious what that thing looks like, at the end of the beta test when they take all of our
Mm.
feedback on it and tweak it
Be interesting.
and what they end up coming to market with. I think that'll be pretty cool.
This Guinness coffee
So
stout
yeah, let me show you.
bridges
Let
everything.
me show you guys.
Yeah.
So Amy's going to read. I'm going to Vanna White this. So here we go.
Okay. This is Guinness Coffee Stout, which is 4% ABV. So yes, yes. Guinness Nitro Cold Brew Coffee, actually that's the name of it, is a nitrogenated dry Irish stout like Guinness, brewed with coffee and natural coffee flavors. This stout is rich, smooth, and creamy despite being just 114 calories per 12-ounce serving. All caffeine is naturally occurring. It's not injected or infused with
Right, right.
caffeine.
This isn't the I don't know, Red Bull of
Yeah.
coffee beers. Nothing
Dan,
like that.
hard shell or soft shell tacos? Go.
Yeah, Dan, that was a debate that you missed out on. So welcome to the party.
Yep.
Tell us where you come down on that debate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Oh, you're gonna pour these.
you can hear that little thing that you hear inside of there is the nitrogen capsule. These are not carbonated, they're nitrogenated, meaning that they don't have carbonic acid in them. So they're super smooth. They give you a great um, heavy mouthfeel on the pour,
Mm-hmm.
and they look cool. I mean, that's what gives a Guinness its signature look. I am going to set the keyboard over here away from me, and I'm going to
Okay.
hold on to
Here.
the towel so that in case I end up wearing most of this,
Wish him luck.
wish me luck,
Because
folks.
he spilled some last time.
I don't
Because
think we needed to, share that little detail, but thank you. Look
I
at
would have
this.
spilled the whole thing.
Look
Okay.
at that. Okay. We have one safely poured.
Yay.
I'm going to show everybody.
Yeah, do it.
Look at that.
Because you get the cascading, like,
That is gorgeous. And that's
top
what we're
part.
talking about with Guinness, with nitro
Lovely.
stouts in general. But this is something Guinness has actually used in their marketing materials.
Mhm.
And they film that with 4K cameras
So
and all the perfect
we were
lighting.
talking about Narrative Coffee Roasters right here in Southwest Florida.
Mhm.
And they just partnered with 8 Foot Brewing to do a coffee collab, a coffee beer collab. And they they used to go to a mall where I worked and set up their coffee cart. And that same look that you just showed the camera, the cascading kind of foam, and that is what we got when we got their cold brew coffee. And it was just delicious. And I think I still have a photograph somewhere of it in my library of that. That's what I would see in the coffee.
Yeah,
That
that's just perfect
just so
right
good.
there. So we're super excited
Yay.
about
So,
trying this. I mean, we did have it. We did have it. And
yeah. So it's perfect. Well done.
all right. So cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers to you guys. Thank you for hanging out with us for a
Mm.
little while tonight.
Hmm. We love it.
Now, this one, when you crack the can, you immediately get an odor
An
of
aroma.
coffee.
Yes.
Like it hits you, boom. And
Yay.
it's like not brewed coffee, but like raw coffee beans or roasted coffee beans, I should
Hmm.
say.
Yeah.
And it's just very pleasant. Now, this is 4% ABV, so it's very
Hmm.
sessionable. So you're
Yeah.
not, they didn't design this to knock you on your butt.
Mm-mm.
So you could have a couple of these with friends,
Mhm.
be smart if you're going out somewhere, of course, doesn't need a driver, Uber, Lyft, that type of thing.
Of course.
But
Naturally.
if you're having something at home
Be
like
safe.
this, it's perfect. And it's just very flavorful. What I do like about Guinness beers, though, is that they tend to be light in body and you can have them with a meal. They make a
Oh,
great burger beer, I think.
I agree. I do. I would love to have a burger with this.
Yeah, this gives you the roasty, toasty, malty things
Yeah.
you love about Guinness with a
Yeah.
little hint of coffee.
Hmm.
It's a perfect would be a perfect companion to say a burger
Hmm.
or tacos. I could do this with tacos.
Yeah.
I could have a complete, we could do heck, we could do Irish tacos.
Oh, oh.
A little corned beef,
Explain. Explain.
a little corned beef, shredded cabbage. Come on. You could do that. We were checking out potential food trucks that were offering something similar.
Hmm.
We had a at a local Irish festival, we had dumplings,
Oh yeah.
like pot stickers
Uh-huh. That
that had
were,
they were vegetable pot stickers, but they had
yeah,
a au jus to dip them in
quite
that
delightful.
was made
That
from
was delightful.
that was made from corned beef. That
Yeah.
was ridiculous.
Yeah. Love
So
that.
yeah, so okay, Dan must have checked out. Dan,
Okay.
we didn't get a comment or
About
which side of the argument you come down on when it comes
tacos.
to hard shell or soft shell tacos. We'll have to find out from him the next time we talk to him.
I think this would be a great burger beer, a great taco beer. Mhm. Yeah. But also, like, what if you put? Can you make a like a an affogato type? Like, can you do some coffee ice cream and then pour this over, or would that be bad?
I think you can do it with any beer. I don't
But
know
I don't
if
know with the nitro situation, it would be good.
I don't know that I like Guinness beers for that type of application.
Mm.
I think there's a little bit of a tartness to Guinness, whereas if you were doing something like a Sam Smith's organic chocolate stout,
True.
that I think would give you a better result. And see,
Mm.
Josh even agrees. Guinness is underrated. I think
It
yeah,
is.
people have
It's great.
seen it for
Hmm.
years. They've made some assumptions. Maybe they tried it once, maybe not. I've seen a lot of people say, "Oh, it's too heavy. I can't have that." It has fewer calories than orange juice. Come on. And it's definitely not heavy.
Young's double chocolate stout.
Young's double chocolate stout. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's another really good chocolate stout. Coffee stout wise,
Yeah.
I don't know of any commercially available coffee stouts that are like must go tos for me. I
Mm.
mean, this one is quite tasty. I am a fan.
I like it, but there's like
Oh,
what?
Josh might have just stumbled onto some culinary genius here.
Oh,
Deconstruct shepherd's pie and make it taco worthy.
how would you do it?
Well, I think okay, you could do a seasoned ground beef or
I got that part.
meatless
Yeah.
crumble.
Sure.
So you do your seasoning with like rosemary, thyme.
Okay.
You could even add maybe for the gravy or for the sauce for the ground beef, you could maybe add a little Guinness. Nothing
Mm.
wrong with that.
Oh.
And then you're doing carrots, onions, peas.
Mm-hmm.
So you could,
Naturally.
of course, do some of those. Now you could debate how you want to prepare those. So you could do maybe your hot component uh, being the beef, and you could go with raw for the carrots, onions, peas,
Sure.
conceivably.
Sure.
I could
Like
see
toppings.
I could see that.
But then how do you what do you it's typically shepherd's pie is topped with mashed potatoes.
Well, okay,
So,
so then your question becomes, do you do it in a traditional taco shell, like a tortilla, or do you do it in like a potato pancake
that's what I'm
type
saying.
thing?
Yeah.
Situation, or do you use, maybe you go, instead of a traditional taco, maybe you go with something that's a little more layered or open faced, like a,
Mm,
almost like a tostada type thing, and you
possibly.
use, instead of refried beans, you use mashed potatoes.
Mm, mm.
A couple of ways you could do that that would be, I think, pretty killer.
We had like cowboy-esque tacos that were at Leroy's Steakhouse or at Leroy's Southern Kitchen.
And Josh just hit the nail on the head.
Oh, you could twice bake a potato for the shell.
That would actually work out really well, because you could scoop that out,
Oh.
put your filling in. You could use the stuff you scooped out for other things, or serve it on the side.
Mm.
That would be really good.
This is kind of like a will it taco discussion.
Will it taco?
Yeah.
I wonder. I have to imagine that our friends over at Good Mythical Morning have done a will it taco.
I know they probably have, but this actually sounds like it has a lot of potential.
I am liking that more and
Yeah.
more.
Yeah. Like
But
you can shepherd's pie or you can like there was a corn pancake and um pork,
oh,
right?
yeah. Now, when there's a place locally, in fact, we did feature it on the show, Leroy's
Mhm.
Southern Kitchen. They were doing kind of this take on well, they did this corn pancakes, and it was pulled pork, barbecued pulled pork, and
Collard
collard
greens
greens as a side, and they serve it. They
with
bring
hot
it out to
sauce.
me, and I'm like, okay, how am I going to tackle this? And the waitress, just, she could tell that I was struggling a little bit, and she goes, eat it like a taco, and I'm like, that's genius, and
Yes, it was.
it was genius.
All of that
And
together was just beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, shepherd's
shepherd's
taco.
taco, you know, that might be a little kitchen magic there.
Mhm.
Something we might have to bring up and do.
Oh yeah.
So,
Oh my gosh. Are you kidding?
Josh, good
Yeah.
call tonight, man. That is
Yeah.
killer.
Yeah. I mean, where else could you taco something?
Well, I honestly think tacos. You could. It's like, can you make a sandwich? I can make a sandwich out of anything. I could.
Mm,
I could try hard and believe in myself.
mm.
You know, make tacos.
Where do you fall on breakfast tacos?
I don't know, but they didn't
Because
get.
I don't see you have them all that often. I don't have them all that often.
I used to eat breakfast burritos a lot when I was growing up.
Burritos.
Yeah. When I was growing up, my dad was in and out of the hospital a lot. He had some complications following a stroke. And a lot of times I would go up in the morning to relieve my mom, and
Mm.
then I would go into school late, or, I'd come there after school, whatever the case may be. And a lot of times my mom would say, bring, uh,
Breakfast.
breakfast burritos. And this was back in the 90s. So this is when McDonald's first did them. And if you've never
Yeah.
had the McDonald's breakfast burrito, they're not bad.
Mm.
They really aren't. And so that was something that I always thought was like, oh, this is kind of an ingenious way to carry your eggs and cheese and all that.
Yeah.
But the I've never really seen breakfast tacos take off anywhere.
I haven't. I mean, you have.
I mean, even when we were out in California running the superheroes half, the breakfast item we would get was chilaquiles.
Well, that is amazing.
I mean, and it's a deconstructed taco, basically.
Well, yeah, but it has fried tortilla strips.
Well, tortilla chips, not strips.
Strips.
They're whole chips.
They were not whole chips. There were strips on. I have pictures.
Okay, okay. If they are
Stand
strips,
by.
they're strip shaped, but they're enormous.
Oh my God.
Okay. Oh wait, now Josh is really getting crazy. Add in some hominy for extra crunch. I
Interesting.
love hominy.
Right?
Amy makes this. insanely good tomatillo stew with chicken thighs and hominy that is insanely good. Insanely good. He Rob made some rude and unreasonable chicken, and it turned out pretty good. That if you're not catching that one, I posted a meme a couple of weeks ago, and it looked like somebody tried to do, or they posted a shot of a Chinese restaurant's menu, and it said "chicken, rude and unreasonable," and the caption was, "I think that they meant jerk chicken."
Like spicy, yes.
And I'll tell you what, jerk chicken, we just had some jerk yesterday, as a matter
Oh,
of
it was
fact.
amazing.
And I think that
Mm.
that is going to make a upcoming
Oh
episode.
yeah, I'm telling you.
Okay, arguably they're tortilla
They're
strips.
strips.
However,
They're
they
wider strips.
they
Okay.
they took whole tortillas, cut them into wide strips and fried the whole things. So
Oh, so good.
this monster
Oh my
plate at this
God.
place called Sabroso out in California,
I miss it
just
so
outside of
much.
Anaheim, California,
Miss
they would
it.
do this dish, and it was this just deconstructed Mexican lasagna, basically. So you had the fried tortillas, green or red sauce, take your pick.
Green is the way to go. I'm just saying to you.
They would choose your meat as well, and then they would top that with
Chicken is good.
fried
Yeah,
eggs,
but also steak's
and it was just perfect, perfect, perfect.
good. Oh my
And
God.
yeah, but we have an offering coming up from a local food truck in the
Uh-huh.
next few weeks, and they
Oh.
they do some jerk chicken that's pretty killer. So we had that. That's a little
Mm.
inside information for those of you hanging out with us still.
Yeah.
Oh wait, hold on.
So good.
Me Okay, now, Josh, you're saying Mexican lasagna is amazing. I don't know if it's a thing. This is the closest thing I could describe this being. Basically, it's
Tortilla chips, like,
tor
or tortillas, I guess. Yeah. And like, your meat and the
sauce.
sauce and like cheese.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's just for letting people know, but yeah, if Mexican lasagna is an actual thing, I would try it. Yeah, and yeah, Josh, that's
Yes.
exactly right. It's like a green pozole that she makes. It's stupid good. 'Cause, if you've ever had tomatillos roasted and then pureed, they make such a great flavorful,
It's
well, you can
true.
you can do it as a cooked salsa, you can do it as a, uh, what do you call it, a soup or stew
Mhm.
like you do,
Mhm.
but I love, like, salsa verde of any kind,
Oh.
and it's just so, so flavorful. Oh, and Josh says it is a thing. His mom used to make it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like, see?
Okay.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that. Now, we had something growing up as a kid in public school called Mexican pizza.
No.
Oh,
I mean, we
yes.
did, but that was not at my school. It
There is
was
apparently I stumbled onto a couple of Facebook groups, and they're like, really, diehard, loving their memories of the 80s, just the nostalgia bomb is going off all the time in these groups. And there are recipes that you can find and download for how to recreate your pizza from school.
Oh
So school
Lord.
lunchroom pizza.
Oh Lord.
And we had two varieties. We had the rectangular, and let us know
There's
if,
like the
if you
round
had this.
round pizza?
Well, no, in Hillsborough County, Florida,
Okay.
where I grew up,
All right.
we had the rectangular regular pizza. So that was, their close estimation of an Italian pizza.
Okay.
And then they had an octagonal Mexican pizza. And it was really, basically
Yeah.
the same thing where they changed the shape, they swapped out mozzarella cheese for a yellow cheese,
Yes.
and then they added in basically
Mexican
some
spices
Mexican
or whatever.
spice to the
Yeah.
meat mix is really
Yeah.
all it was.
Yeah.
But I loved it as a kid. Those were like the,
Mexican pizza
the
for
two
you?
things that I would eat. And
Mm.
we're talking good food, and all I got tonight's a yogurt cup and spaghetti TV dinner.
No,
Rob,
no, Rob,
oh
no.
man. Well, we're giving you something to look forward to at least.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Oh God, if you're ever out in California, go to Sabroso and get the chilaquiles. Yeah.
honestly,
And then send us pictures
when we would
because
go to the Disney races out there, we would
every
actually
single
get done with the race and go there every day to this
day,
place.
every
That was
single
our kind of
day.
a post race thing. They got to where they recognized us over the years when we would show up, and they were
Yeah.
like, "Well, we know the race is back. You're here," you know, and
Uh-huh.
family owned, super good food. Yeah, I miss them.
Tomorrow. Get it.
Yeah. Okay. Don't start going
I'm
down
not gonna start.
their
I
menu
know.
because
I
I'll be drooling
know.
too.
I know.
Although, okay, Rob, I know you're, a trucker, you're eating out there on the road.
Yeah.
What I would be curious about from you is tips for eating healthy while traveling and like eating healthy
Yeah.
roadside.
Yeah.
Are there things that you avoid? Or are there things that you do specifically to stay on the healthier side of eating? I mean, I know
This is a question for Josh as well.
you run. Yes. Well, I'm getting to Josh. I just happen
Oh,
to
I'm
have him
sorry.
there.
I'll carry on.
so,
My
what
bad.
are you guys doing to stay healthy on that, or are
Yeah.
you relying on your exercise to just burn off the stuff that you might eat that otherwise would
I feel
kill
like these are two
kill a mere
creative
mortal?
guys and they have oh,
Oh, Josh, thank you. Super cool. So yeah, now Josh is also a trucker.
yeah.
So, let us know. I'm kind of curious. When I was a police officer in Metro Atlanta area, I used to my zone partner and I, we kind of had a game at like 3 in the morning when we would stop in and get a coffee or whatever to check on some of the local convenience store gas stations. We would have a game where we would try to find the most unhealthy thing to eat at a gas station.
I remember this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And apparently the answer to that we could find back in the 90s anyway is the prepackaged bear claw
Oh.
that you find in like cellophane wrapper. Like when you
Oh.
start talking about total
It's
calories,
probably
calories from
super
fat,
bad.
it's awful. It is basically just they're horrendous for you.
Yeah.
Um
Yeah.
and let's see Josh's secret here. Meal
Oh,
prep and protein bars. Muscle elixirs before he leaves for work so it carries him through the
nice.
night. Okay, I mean, that I did that forever. When I was doing the Body for Life
Yeah.
workout, I was meal prepping like 5 meals a day and hating every minute of it. I ate so much on that plan. I mean, it worked. I shredded fat and I packed on muscle, but I hated eating by the end of it.
Yeah.
And if I never see another, chicken breast cooked on a George Foreman grill, it'll be too soon. And then Rob, it looks like he goes a totally different direction. He doesn't eat that good,
All the salads
but
and
he does
bags.
get
Yeah.
salads in bags.
Those are great.
Bag salad is actually a lifesaver.
Yeah.
It
Plus you
really
get
is.
like the spring mix. It's really great. And yeah. Mhm.
Hmm. So good plans both wise.
Love
Now,
it.
yeah, and Rob's running 50 miles or whatever, so he's like, I can eat this
It's an
bear claw.
ultra. He's an
I'll burn it.
ultra marathon. Well, I mean, like you even know, like when we talked to Chris Twiggs about ultra marathons and like the on course nutrition,
And absolutely, if you're running those kind of distances,
peanut
you
butter jelly
you can get away with that.
sandwiches, and
Sure.
like, and here's a stop. He described a stop where there was beer in the creek to keep it cold.
Kind of my
So
I'm down with that.
yeah, yeah. I think this is some interesting conversation we've had tonight.
Yeah, and the muscle elixirs to carry you through. I think that if you get that hit of protein, that protein and carbs and fat, like the combination right there, that's a good appetite suppressant right away. Like if I'm eat or if I'm on where I'm doing protein shakes, I'm doing like metric shakes.
Yeah,
Those I can go 4 or 5 hours before I'm hungry again from one of those.
nice
And I
filling.
and I can just do those with water even.
Mm, well, yeah.
A bag of spinach goes a long way.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got to find a restroom.
Dana,
What? Tell me I'm
God.
wrong.
Okay.
I'm not wrong.
Really?
G
Well,
code feast for protein. Interesting.
okay.
Right now, doing the vegan thing so much, I've kind of gone away from the proteins completely. That's just been
We get a lot of it
doing it from Whole Foods.
from Whole
Yeah,
Foods.
so it's
Yeah, from beans
really
and
doing a lot of legumes,
greens,
greens, cruciferous vegetables.
kale and
And
spinach
then you
and
find out like the protein profile for broccoli is better than steak.
so
Who
oh
knew?
man, I love steak.
Yeah,
Just
yeah. I'm never going to eat a bag of broccoli and go, "This is way better than a porterhouse." That's never happening.
no.
But it's just nice to know that you can actually get what you need doing
Yeah.
that. So it's
Yeah.
kind of nice in that respect. So anyway, guys, we are coming up on the hour right
Yeah.
at 9 o'clock. We are so glad you guys could join us. That is amazing that you came and hung out with us for an hour here. If you started over on Instagram, we really appreciate that as well. You guys are awesome. It's been super cool. Just hang out, tune out the world for a little while. The conversations went two totally different directions
It's
between
true.
Instagram and Facebook
It's true.
and YouTube tonight. So and by the way, everybody who's on YouTube, I forget sometimes that we're multicasting here. So we're on Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope right now. So
Yeah.
if I say over here on Facebook, I'm not neglecting the other platforms. I promise. It's just that that's the one that's
We're
most prominently
everywhere.
on screen right now.
Yay.
But you guys are awesome to come and hang out for a little while. Um, I am going to I'll probably give a little pre tour later this week. I'll
Okay.
jump on Instagram or something, kind of show everybody what's happening so far
Yeah.
with the studio. I am just super torqued that I have to find longer
You're
cables
gonna
right
get there.
now
We're gonna get there.
because apparently Thunderbolt cables, they really like making them in lengths of 3 and 6 feet, but nothing longer. So I've got to find
Yeah.
some. And I thought I had longer HDMI cables, but apparently I don't. So looks like I'll be making an order. Anyway, for the time being, we do have a new episode up in the feed. Check that out. Episode 158 is
We
live.
do talk about the 5K comeback.
Amy's first run post surgery.
And while we're on shout outs, congratulations to Maria Miller, who did a half marathon without any kind of medal, without any, just for the completion.
Absolutely.
No porta potties, no medal, just totally on her own. No cheer squad, no support stations. And I just want to shout her out because I think it's amazing. Jennifer Fink did a 5K. Cheryl from Cheryl Shenanigans over on Instagram, she did a 50K,
Yeah, like 5K every 5 hours
5 hours
for
for
50
50 hours.
hours.
It was amazing. And we had Positively Polly One, who's that's her handle on Instagram,
Mhm.
Joanne, our patron. She did a cavern half marathon.
Which looked
Uh,
super cool.
yeah. So I think our people are doing it.
Races are starting to come back. Things are starting to normalize a little bit here and there. We got to
Hmm.
keep that up.
Yeah.
I'm thrilled,
Yeah.
thrilled to see those races starting to finally make a comeback.
So
Yeah,
I hope everybody has.
and Maria rocked it.
Yeah, she just and she got a lot of love in the chat over on Instagram as well. But I just, you can't. You want to celebrate all the accomplishments. Maria and Darlene also getting her swag for the Donna.
And we have members of the team finishing up some of their Donna mileage. They're still working on that.
Dawn B. Disney, who is finishing her mileage for the 28 Days of Donna and is
Our newest
also our
patron.
newest patron
Yeah,
over on patreon.com.
and we don't want to forget that. We are going to celebrate that at the end of the month. We're going to do
Yeah.
another live to
Mhm.
celebrate everybody for the miles that they did.
Yes.
We love the fact that so many of you guys did that,
Mhm.
and we'll have the final tally for our donation to the Donna Half Marathon,
For the shirt
or the
purchases
Donna Foundation.
and yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and then we're gonna send them the dough
Mhm.
Ray me
Yeah.
so that we can do our part to end breast cancer
Mhm.
as a team
Yeah.
because you guys are awesome.
You are. You're great.
So
So,
anyway, we have these delicious milk alternatives to stow in the refrigerator. Amy's going to be doing some science experiments on them in the coming days,
Yeah, tomorrow.
trying them with coffee. Are you going to try them
Yeah.
with hot coffee or are you going to try them with iced cold brew?
We gotta wait 24 hours. So I think in the morning I'll be having them with hot coffee on this upcoming coffee chat. But then maybe with the cold brew once it's done.
Good idea.
Yeah, because we didn't start that batch until a little bit later in the evening. So
True. So, anyway, guys, thank
congratulations
you.
to all the racers. Exactly.
Yeah, Josh, you hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
Josh, our co-executive or co-producer for hashtags.
Yay.
Thank you for jumping in over here. Thank you all for joining in tonight.
Yeah.
Um, we are super excited to have you here. Check out the new episode. It's in the feed, or
Hmm.
just go to runeatdrink.net right on the main page. Click on
Listen
listen now.
now.
You can listen right there.
Yeah.
We don't care how you listen, just that
Just
you're
that you,
listening.
yeah.
So thank you.
And let us know if there's anything you want us to shout out. info@runnydrink.net.
Yes.
And we will on an episode, on live, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And oh, by the way, if you're seeing cool races coming back in your area,
Oh, let us know about that
email
too.
us info at
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
runeatdrink.net. We are looking. We are now on the hunt for a
Hmm.
travel race to go to. So um, please, if you got something in your area that's happening, let us know. So
Yes.
with that, we're going to say goodnight.
Thank you to everybody. Good
And
night. Have a wonderful rest of your evening and into the morning. And we will talk to you really soon.
bye, guys.
Bye. Good night.